Hey everybody, hey everybody. I am a horse from Sunday, so let me turn the music down. I just wanted to come on here to give you guys a nugget concerning leadership. It's been a long time since I've come on and I've given you guys a nugget as it pertains to leadership. However, I felt like coming on tonight to talk about the importance of structure and what structure is as it relates to leadership and as it relates to building. One of the things that I want to say about structure is that structure is formation. And so when you think about formation, there's a popular song that Beyonce sang, and everyone used to always say, okay, ladies, now let's get in formation. And so formation is a process of forming something. It's the beginning of a thing. It's arrangement. It's order. It's putting things into proper order, putting things where they belong, putting things where they will fit. And it's not just putting them anywhere, but it's putting them in a place where they will not only fit, but that they will bring about an increase. They will bring about stability. When you think about structure, the first thing that you have to think about is what it is that you're building. You have to think about what it is that you're building. And the question you have to ask yourself is what I'm building built to last? Because in order for what you're building to be built to last, you have to make sure that the structure is correct. You have to make sure that the structure is firm. You have to make sure that the structure is in the right positioning. You have to make sure that the system by way you are establishing this thing has the right structure. Without structure, you have no business. Without structure, you have no ministry. Without structure, the family will begin to crumble. If you think about a lot of violence happening today, a lot of times people say that the violence occur because the family structure has been torn down. And so that is the power of structure, that when you remove a father from the home, then it causes a woman to have to then become the mother and the father, which is not the divine structure and a divine order of God. So when that happens, anything can happen. And let me say this: just because you were raised in a home where there was one parent doesn't mean that you don't have to have morals and values, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to have a set structure concerning your life. It doesn't mean that, statistics shows that people that are born to fatherless homes do tend to have a lot more issues at hand. However, that is not always the case. There are a lot of people that were raised in a single family home, and their children have come out as great adults. They're great young adults, and there are even some that are great children. And so I don't want to set that as a way of thinking when we believe that because the home is lacking a father, that automatically mean that the child is not going to amount to anything. That is not true at all. But the importance of what I'm saying is that there is a structure that God had created for us to live according to. And so it is so important that as leaders, that before we start a project, that we make sure that the structure of what we are building is set. We have to be like what Beyonce said. We have to get information. Everything that we want to be a part of what we are building goes into a proper formation. Whenever it isn't in a proper formation, it runs the dangers of collapsing, especially when you get to the place, when you get to a particular place, you run the risk of it collapsing. You run the risk of it collapsing. And so it's so important that we understand the importance of structure. And so that is your nugget on tonight. As leaders, while we are rebuilding the systems and things that has been lost, and things that has been torn down, it is so important that you focus on the system first. Focus on building the system first. Do not try to build anything without building a system. Lay a firm foundation. Lay a firm foundation. I want y'all to get that. Lay a firm foundation. Okay? You have to lay a firm foundation. The first thing I want you to do is write the vision and make it plain. You're going to write out the plan. You're going to write down your desire. You're going to write down your dreams. You're going to write down everything that you desire to see come forth out of what you are building. You got to see the formation before you begin to build it. You have to see this thing begin to come into a place of formation. You have to see this thing begin to form. You have to see it form before you can build it. And so write the vision. And as you begin to write the vision, more will begin to come to you as it relates to the structure, as it relates to where things go, as it relates to how to properly align what you are building. And as you begin to set the structure and you begin to cause these things to come into full alignment, then you'll begin to see the formation come in its full totality. And so structure is so important to what you are building. And so as leaders, I want to encourage you on tonight to not just to write the vision, not just to put the vision in execution, but I want you to make sure that as you are establishing or stepping out into your vision, that the first thing you do is build a system and begin to set a structure so that what you're building will be built to last. You want to be built to last in this season. You cannot afford nugget. Feel free to contact me if you want to learn anything else about leadership. Listen, I have a ministry, which is also my business. It's called the Ministries of Helps Network. You guys can come into network with me as it relates to the Ministries of Helps. Okay? And through the Ministries of Helps, you can get leadership training. You can find out what kind of leader you are. You can discover what your leadership style is. There's a host of trainings that will be available to those who say, hey, listen, I want to be a part of your leadership network. So let's get it. Let's do it. Let's be great in the kingdom. I wish you guys well. And I pray that you guys enjoy your night as well as your day. God bless.